Welcome back to the show. We are now joined by offensive lineman Nick Capristo and linebacker Tharryn Wright. Guys, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So Nick, the team comes out with the win against North Park, 6th straight CCIW championship, but are the Cardinals really satisfied with that just alone?
No, not at all. I mean, you know, we really wanted to get that 6th straight championship, and it was awesome that we achieved that goal, but that was just one of our stepping stones towards the ultimate goal, which is the national championship. And so now we're just going to have to take it step by step until hopefully we can go all 5 weeks and reach it.
Going into the game, you guys had your longest win streak against any CCIW opponent, and it was against North Park. So a lot of the other players, some of the second teamers really got in there and get some reps. How does that help some of the starters for this hopefully deep playoff run you guys are hoping to make?
It's a big help, you know, to be able to get some rest, go in for a little bit and fine-tune some stuff, and then come out and be able to relax. And, you know, it's really awesome, too, for those other guys and everything to get in there, and, you know, some of the seniors who might have been their last game and so forth, to really get in there and remember their college experience by getting to play and having a great time. So. And
especially on homecoming in front of the big home crowd, that had to have been fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So, Tharryn, the defense gets a shutout, 3rd of the year. How good did that feel to have the defense give them 0 points?
I mean, that was great because that was the first, you know, not the first time, but that was one of the few times that we've ever had, you know, 3 shutouts in the season. Last time we did it was, I can't even, you know, really tell you the year that we did that, but it feels great. We've worked so hard all year on attention to detail, and it showed by having those 3 shutouts that we are doing what we want to do, and hopefully we'll have more shutouts in the future.
How does this defense keep going to every game, keeping the tenacity up? I mean, you guys basically haven't given any wiggle room to any team in the conference, and now you head into the playoffs. What's the focus for the defense going into the playoffs?
Well, the focus, like it is every week, is let up as few points as possible. I mean, Coach Ponks and all of our coaches do a great job on focusing on what we need to focus on every day. Every single day, we have certain goals that we want to achieve, and throughout the end of the week, we'll have achieved all those goals in practice. So we have a main goal on Saturday and to achieving those goals we set during the week, and our coaches do a great job setting those goals.
Coach, you said the defense really starts with those guys on the end on the defensive line, Valente Garza and Willie Hayes. Neither of them really got too much playing time on Saturday. Do you think that'll help them be up to par against the University of Dubuque?
Oh, yeah, because they're going to be pretty hungry. They're going to have flames coming out of their ears. They're going to be so excited
Ready
when
to
they
get back
can.
on the
Oh,
field.
my goodness, yes. They don't like being on the sideline, neither one of those two.
Oh, I can imagine. But it's got to be fun for those guys to cheer on some of the second stringers and see some of the seniors.
It really was, and they handled it very well, did a wonderful job. Willie was our cheerleader all over the field, jumping up and down like a little girl.
He always is. And the defense had a lot of different looks this week from the offense. I mean, North Park, you knew they were going to come in and run the ball, and that's exactly what they did to you. How did you guys game plan against that?
Well, pretty much. Against any option team, you just have to be disciplined. We worked all week on run fits because obviously they were going to run the ball a lot. Mostly we had certain assignments for certain positions. So if we're going to run this front and this call, certain guys will have to go to their certain assignments. So that kind of eliminated a lot of the thinking that happens when, you know, you're playing against a team that passes a lot. So we were able to keep it simple.
Nick, the playoff pairings come out this week. You guys are facing off against the University of Dubuque. Where were you when you heard the pairings, and what did you think of them?
I was actually at home with my dad, and we were watching them online, and it seemed a little crazy at first because it seemed like the NCAA kind of took all the regional sections out and just kind of threw them out the window and paired a lot of people together. So, but, you know, it was really cool to see that, you know, we got Dubuque and got really excited, and my dad was super excited too. He went and printed off the bracket right away and stuff, and making phone calls and everything. So it's just really exciting to see that we're going to play Dubuque first and just prepare for it.
Well, the Cardinal players were watching the selection show throughout the area this past Sunday, and we take a look at the players' reactions and thoughts on this year's playoffs in this week's Cardinal Corner.
1, 2, 3,
When the Division III football pairings came out on Sunday, the North Central College players and coaches weren't the only ones eager to see who the Cardinals' first opponent would be.
I was actually in my room on the phone with my dad. We're playing video games, and then all of a sudden my mom texts me.
I thought the seedings were coming out a little bit later, and my mom texted me, and she said, "What do you think about the seedings?" And I was like, "What are you talking about?" And then she told me, and I looked it up.
And that's when Tyler found out he would be quarterbacking the Cardinals against the University of Dubuque Spartans at Benedetti Worley Stadium, a team that comes in as the Iowa Conference champions with a 9-1 record, their best in more than 30 years.
They've had an incredible offense from what I hear. I mean, they're
in the playoffs for a reason, so they're a good team all around.
And the offense for the Spartans is better than good. The team ranks second in the nation in total offense. Quarterback Wyatt Haynes is the second most efficient quarterback in Division III, and wide receiver Michael Zwiefel leads the nation in receptions and receiving yards. But the Cardinals seem ready and eager for the challenge.
They actually keep in a lot of guys to help block, so that's less guys for the guy or back seven to guard.
If the back seven shuts them down, we're getting pressure, and then if we're getting pressure, the back seven's getting interceptions and hopefully running them back for touchdowns.
We have to prepare at the next level. This is the playoffs. It's where we separate the boys from the men, so you need to come out ready to play.
Under head coach John Thorne, the Cardinals have become accustomed to game planning in the postseason. After their first playoff berth in school history in 2005, the Cardinals have returned 5 out of the past 6 years. But this year's squad knows that just getting in is not the ultimate goal.
We know that if we play mistake-free, we have a chance to play with anybody in the country.
All the way to Salem. And we have a good team to do it, so we just got to do it.
Stag Bowl.
Definitely.
That's been the goal since as long as the Thorns have been here. I would trade everything for that big ring on my finger, and I'm sure everybody else here would too.
And the first step to reaching that goal is getting past the University of Dubuque Spartans Saturday afternoon.
So Tharryn, the defense is going to be going up against a really tough offense this week in the Spartans. How are you guys going to try and contain that passing attack that's so good?
Well, first of all, we have to know where number one is, because he's obviously, as you've seen and you know, he's a great player. He knows ways to get open that a lot of other receivers we played this year don't know how to do. And also, they have number 80, who's a very fast guy as well. So we have to know where those two guys are at all times, and we have coverages that'll hopefully put us in the best positions to defend those guys.
And Coach, you guys obviously have the right players to defend against University of Dubuque. As the All-CCIW awards come out this week, and you guys have 17 Cardinals on the list.
We do, and all 4 of the defensive backs are on there, so they're going to get tested real fast this Saturday, and we hope they have one of those really, really great days where they can knock some balls down, defend some things, help us get some sacks, and the ultimate goal would be to finally get that next pick 6.
And Peter Bulander on the defensive side, winning the Defensive Player of the Year for the conference. It had to have been hard to pick just one player to get that on the Cardinal defense.
Well, it was impossible. I mean, it was so hard. I wish we could have had an award that just said the whole defense was the Player of the Year, because their numbers were just so phenomenal.
And Tharryn, you're one of the younger guys in this defensive squad. How have the veterans really stepped it up this year and taken it to the next level?
Well, definitely. I mean, you know, there's so many seniors on this team this year, so every senior is really taking it upon themselves to just teach the guys who don't have as much experience and inform them on ways in which they can get better, and not only get better on the field but off the field as well. So I attribute, you know, a lot of the success, you know, the younger guys have had to the older guys.
And Nick, not too bad on the offensive side either, as you guys put many players on as well. You're one of them. How does it feel to be awarded with that, you know, especially in your senior year?
I thought it was a great honor. You know, it was a lot. Really attribute it to, you know, a lot of the people around me too and stuff, you know, and just what the coaches have taught us, and, you know, the guys that are with you and playing with you and stuff, you know, because we had a great team this year, and hopefully we continue and going with it, and the defense got their job done every day, and we got to get out there and perform as well and help them out. So,
2 players that made the team are sort of half linemen, half receivers in your tight ends, Kyle Fedorowicz and Alex Hahn. How does it feel getting 2 tight ends on the all-conference list?
It was awesome. You know, they really deserved it. They do a great job. You know, we always stress, you know, blocking first and then, you know, catching second, and those 2 do a great job of that. They really help set up the runs, and then that in turn helps them when we go to the play action, because they'll kind of fake the blocking and they'll slip out and be wide open. So, you know, those 2 guys really deserved it and did a great job.
Well, the whole team did a great job this year. Nick, Tharryn, Coach, thanks so much for stopping in. Coming up next, we have Clark Tusher checking in to keep us up to date on all things North Central athletics. Don't go away.